Hello and welcome to Slangy Scotland Whisky Tasting. This is episode 14 and this is something very unique and very special. This is a quick tasting of the Abhainn Dearg whiskey. This is from Lewis. According to their website, they claim to be the first legitimate distillery on Lewis since I've got my crib notes here. The first single malt distillery from a distillery in the Outer Hebrides since 1829. Abhainn Dearg Distillery, pronounced Abhainn Dearg. In the title you will see how it's spelled, but it's Gaelic for the Red River. It's located in Uig in the Outer Hebridean Isles of Lewis. It goes on to explain who was the founder. There's some cool stuff here. I'm actually going to read it because I think it's worthwhile. Established in 2008, the first spirit to leave the island was in 2010 when 2 small casks of new spirit were sold. One went to Germany where it toured the whisky fairs with importers Alba Import. The second stayed a little closer to home, going to McSorley's bar in Glasgow. Later, a special signed bottling of new spirit called the Spirit of Lewis was offered and quickly sold out. The first Abhainn Dearg single malt was released in 2011, a 3-year-old special release available online. Bottles soon were winging their way around the world and the feedback was wonderful. No further bottling will be available until 2018. So we were there not long ago, and apparently in 2018, somewhere in this year, they're going to be releasing the first 10-year-old. The one we're going to be tasting today is one we bought there. This is a fine oak cask, matured, but it's literally just a whiskey. It's just 3 years old. 3 years old, matured in the barrels. In the 6 years since the distillery was founded, it has achieved Marco's goal to produce whiskey from fields of barley to bottle within the Outer Hebrides. So they're trying to keep everything as close to home as possible. So if you're ever on the Outer Hebrides in Lewis and you're going to Callainish or Callaway Broths, anything like that, this place is not far away. It's a hidden little gem close to Ardoyle, and it really is a beautiful site. It's a very rustic, kind of industrial looking, very small distillery, but it definitely very quaint. So this is a very young whiskey. Let's see what it does. So this is an oak, bourbon oak, matured. It's very light, very clear. I would suggest that it was bottled close to home. It's not as filtered as you would expect. That is definitely not a bad thing, in my humble opinion. Very nice little bottle. So a very young whiskey. So we've tasted before some of the new make spirit. Let's see how much different it is after 3 years. Oh, hold on, let's check. So this is 46%. It's still got that very strong new spirit flavor, that kind of strong barley smell and taste. It's very smooth. It's very easy to drink. There's obviously no real complex notes in this. I would say a bit on the very nice schnapps side. I mean, very drinkable for a 3-year-old, I think. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever had a whiskey that's only 3 years matured. But it's very close to new make spirit with that start of the oak, the kind of bourbon oak barrel finish to it. I mean, I like where they're going. It's just like the Clydeside Distillery where you taste only their new make. You can get a glimpse of maybe what they're intending in the future. It all depends on how they're going to be maturing it, what in, are they going to marry anything, how they're going to blend it. They also had a sherry one, which we did try, but I preferred the bourbon one. There was something about the sherry one which just didn't sit with me, so we decided to buy only one bottle, which is the bourbon finish one. I don't know what to say. Very new make spirity. Obviously not as strong because it's watered down to 46. Very nice, smooth barley taste to it. A bit sweet in the back. Definitely viable, but probably not the one you're going to be sipping next to a fire. I guess for now a little bit more on the novelty side. I mean, this stuff's very rare because it's hard to get hold of. You've got to order it online. Let's see what else the website says. So, our distillery shop. Okay. It's kind of like a standard online shop. Well, I'll put some links in the bottom for the website and the online shop. Excuse me, we'll go from there. Because it's so new, it doesn't have a lingering taste. You know, once you've drank it, you know, the taste goes after a while. So, yeah, my opinion, I would, if you're a whiskey collector, you like different whiskies and different styles and want to see how they age and all that, I think this is really worthwhile buying. Also to support the distillery itself. But it would be interesting to wait to see if I can get hold of the 10-year-old this year. That would be nice. And obviously we will have a review of that, that's for sure. Very nice alcoholic drink. Anyway, that's it for episode 14 of the Abhainn Dearg, the Lewis Distillery. Thank you very much. So here's a wee PS or footnote to the Abhainn Dearg tasting. I've been like putting stuff away and walking around a bit, maybe 5-10 minutes have passed, and I suddenly realized that I have this slightly fuzzy, oily, very maltish, barleyish coating, which is really pleasant, like a sweet barley kind of aftertaste now, which I didn't have just after I had the whiskey. This is really interesting. It's very, very nice actually. So yeah, I just thought that might be useful information. It actually has quite a strong, sweet barley aftertaste, and it stays, which is always nice. Thank you.